this is Karen.
Hey everybody, I'm Shane.
Today we're looking at part 1 of delivery without drivers. And the vocabulary words are delivery.
Delivery.
No one was home to accept delivery of the package.
Grocery.
Grocery.
I need to stop by the store to pick up some groceries.
Buzz.
Buzz.
Mosquitoes buzzed around us as we put up our tent.
Contact.
Contact.
The food was dropped off in front of my door, so there was no contact required.
Forward.
Forward.
We're moving forward with our plans to sell our house.
Congratulations. Permission.
Permission.
Jeremy got permission from the teacher to go to the bathroom.
So we're talking about delivery without drivers.
Well, this is really in this time of COVID, right?
That's right.
We have to be careful about coming into contact with people. So a lot of people are avoiding restaurants, any crowded places. And maybe outside of Taiwan, it's even more dangerous. You're in quarantine.
You're definitely right.
So they have to use some kind of delivery service. Have you used some of the delivery services for food?
Yes.
During COVID?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to dine in at a restaurant. I wanted to avoid human contact.
Yeah.
So now we're able to do that by using drones.
Yeah, so like using drones or like robots that can actually make the delivery to the person, so it's not two people meeting up.
That's right.
So there is less chance of contracting the virus.
That's true.
That's so
So
cool.
maybe this will be the future.
Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen with this if once hopefully COVID is under control. Maybe there will already be a big change to the way we get food and stuff delivered to us.
By using drones or machines or robots, I guess our lives will be quite different.
So interesting.
I know.
Okay, let's learn more.
All right.
Delivery without drivers. Boxes full of groceries speed past you on the sidewalk, and in the sky above, delivery drones buzz back and forth like insects on a summer's day. It sounds like a scene from a science fiction story, but thanks to COVID-19, it could be a reality much sooner than expected.
Today's lesson is called Delivery Without Drivers, Part 1. Hi everyone, my name is Jeff.
And I'm Mike. And there you are, driving your delivery truck van. Oh, traffic's real bad. You're trying to get something from A to B as a service or as some kind of paid business. That's basically what delivery is. And yes, it's one of our fabulous words. This is a noun. It's in our title. We should cover it. So yeah, when you call a company to get anything from a package you're expecting to a meal you've just ordered, and that company will also bring it from their business, warehouse, restaurant, wherever, to your home as a service that you might pay a little bit for. That is delivery. You can be in delivery if it's your job, or maybe you're just bringing something over to your friend's house to be nice. That's also delivering. We can also use it as a verb, to deliver, or delivery. This is more of the business type thing. Like, these Uber Eats type things. They don't make the food. They're just a delivery service.
They're just a delivery
bring it from
service.
the restaurant to your home. So the idea here is that we're going to have delivery. And of course, instead of that helpful, handy, friendly person on a scooter or driving a car or a truck doing the delivery, we're going to do it without those people. The drivers, the people driving, they won't do the delivery anymore. Very interesting. Let's look at our example sentence for the word delivery. No one was home to accept delivery of the package. That's a good point. Even without drivers doing delivery, someone will still have to be home to collect it, unless you have a robot to do that too.
Robots. You bring up robots.
Well,
I get the feeling that robots are something like robots. Okay? I believe they're going to factor into our discussion. Let's get into that right now. Boxes full of groceries speed past you on the sidewalk and in the sky above. Delivery drones buzz back and forth like insects on a summer's day. What an image. Anyways, so
it's the future.
We've got robotic things like drones that are delivering stuff. And yes, drones, we're talking about an aircraft that doesn't need a pilot. No one needs to drive a drone. It drives itself. Well, it doesn't drive itself. Someone drives it remotely, but nobody is inside there driving that drone. Anyways, groceries. What are those things? When we're talking about groceries, we're talking about foodstuffs, and other household items that you can buy at a grocery store. Okay? Sometimes people go to Welcome or Jollifu or Costco here in Taiwan to buy groceries. For example, I need to stop by the store to pick up some groceries. I need broccoli, squash, and sriracha hot sauce.
Well, those are some kind of special groceries, but yeah, sure, you'd find those in the grocery store. These normal, average things, often food, maybe some other things like soap or toothpaste or,
Toilet paper.
You use them every day, hopefully more than once a day with that other one. And anyway, so these things, imagine they're flashing by you on little robot cars or flying above you,
like a swarm of bees.
Like a swarm of bees or robotic ants carrying people's apples by. Ooh, there's an apple. I think I'll take that. And then they're flying above you as drones. And of course, drones fly kind of like helicopters, right? They have those little propellers, those little fan type things that spin, and they make that noise, that buzzing kind of sound, just like insects. When we talk about buzz, we're just making a word that sounds like buzz, like that noise of certain things. Mosquitoes, flies, bees, these buzz around. So if we had a little drone, or if you went out, I know that in Taiwan, down by the river, often on the weekend, you'll see people flying drones.
Sure.
And they make a similar kind of sound because of the way they fly, a similar sound, that buzzing sound that insects make. For example, mosquitoes buzzed around us as we put up our tent. We should also mention, though, that sometimes we use this word buzz to talk about little things moving quickly. Sometimes when you're on a bus, you might say, oh, the scooter's buzzed by as the bus was going more slowly. They're small, they move quickly, and they have kind of a high-pitched sound.
And you can also say that things have buzz. Ooh, there's some excitement surrounding that thing, some buzz. Okay, back to the image there at the very beginning of the article. It sounds like a scene from a science fiction story. But thanks to COVID-19, it could be a reality much sooner than expected. How about that? How cool. Anyways, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a break. But don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。同学们觉得以后有可能都是无人机或是机器人在送货吗？我们这2天的课文就是关于无人货运服务。课文一开始描述一个景象，你就走在人行道上面，然后装满食物杂货的箱子快速从你旁边经过，然后还有在天空，这个运货无人机就好像昆虫一样来来回回嗡嗡嗡的作响。好，我们先来看3个单字。Delivery， 它是名词，用来表达这个运送、投递或者是投递的东西。Mike 老师在解释单字时用到 warehouse， 是指仓库、仓储的意思。这个字是拼作 warehouse。下一个单字 grocery， 它表示食品杂货。当这个意思的时候，固定会用复数形。那我们可以用 grocery store 来指杂货店。老师们提到说，去杂货店通常是买日用品，也许你会去买 broccoli 青花菜 ，squash 则是指南瓜属的总称，像我们说的 pumpkin 就是属于 squash 的其中一种。好，再看下一个单字 buzz， 它是指嗡嗡作响，也许是机器啊，或是昆虫发出那种嗡嗡的声音。好，那么 buzz 它也可以表达匆忙走过、迅速移动的意思。再来看补充单字 drone 表示无人机。 老师们有提到无人机就好像直升机一样，它有螺旋桨，然后当无人机从旁边飞过的时候，听起来就好像有成群蜜蜂飞过，会有那种嗡嗡嗡的声音嘛。好，老师们这时候用到 propeller 是指推进器、螺旋桨，它是拼作 P-R-O-P-E-L-L-E-R propeller。还有用到 swarm 这个名词 S-W-A-R-M。Swarm 可以表达一大群，像是一大群昆虫，我们可以用 a swarm of bees 来表达一大群蜜蜂。好，课文接着写到说，刚刚描述的那个景象啊，听起来像是科幻故事里面的一个场景，但是由于新冠肺炎，它可能比预期的还要更早实现。那这边有2个重点，第一个是sound 在这边当连缀动词，用来表达听起来，那么后面可以接 like 加名词，或者是接形容词。例如 The story sounds interesting， 那个故事听起来很有趣。第2个重点是片语介系词 thanks to， 它是指因为由于，那么后面是接名词或动名词。例如 Thanks to modern technology, communication is easier than ever before。多亏了现代科技的发达，通讯比以往都更容易了。好，另外 thanks to 也常常用反讽的语气来表达归咎的原因哦，像 Thanks to you, we now have to do it all over again。因为你，我们现在要必须重来一遍了。好，我们接着回到课文中。
Delivery without drivers. During the current pandemic, the need to receive goods without human contact has caused many companies to push forward with driverless delivery projects. And while a small number of such services were trialed in the United States before the pandemic, in recent months, trials have been popping up all over the world. In Delhi, India, for example, selected residential areas have become testing grounds for a last-mile driverless delivery system. A delivery person stops at the end of a street, hands the package to a robot, and the robot then takes it to the customer's house.
COVID-19, it has changed the world. It's bringing the future to the present. And I'm not joking around here. Drones. We used to think that drones were a thing of the future. Soon, one day we'll use drones. Well, now we're using them in the current moment. Yes, during the current pandemic. The need to receive goods without human contact has caused many companies to push forward with driverless delivery projects, like with drones. Anyways, here let's go ahead and talk about the word contact. Okay? Let's say two humans come into contact. That means, in this case, that they touch. They come close or they actually touch. Okay? Now, sometimes you can get into contact with someone on the phone or something like that. But here, because of the pandemic, people need to stay away from one another. They can't touch one another or come into contact with one another and spread that COVID-19 disastrous disease thing. For example, the food was dropped off in front of my door, so there was no contact required. I didn't even see the delivery person. They just dropped it off and then they were gone.
All right, so you didn't actually touch the same thing that they were touching. And of course, we can have contact with things too, right? I mean, we're told to wash our hands when we get home. You might not have contact with other people, but if you're holding something on the bus or holding something on an escalator, your hand is in contact. It's touching things. And as you mentioned, yeah, we can also be in contact by telephone, just hearing someone's voice. You're kind of in contact, or even sending someone an email that they get, that they read, then they write back. That's another type of contact. But yes, here we're talking about touching things.
No
That's
touching.
Right. It's dangerous in the time of COVID. Now we're also using this word forward. Forward is an adverb that just means ahead. If you're going forward, you're going ahead. If you're looking forward, you could be looking ahead, but you might also be thinking about the future. Looking forward, I would say that I'm not going to be traveling this year. I'm looking into the future. It's not in the past, it's not behind you, it's not backwards or reverse. It's that away, ahead in a forward direction. For example, we're moving forward with our plans to sell our house. We're not actually walking towards selling our house. We're just going with those plans. They are happening. They are going to take place. We're planning now. It will go on in the future. Forward, yay, go.
Progress. We're making progress in this direction. Anyways, the next sentence says, and while a small number of such services were tried out in the United States before the pandemic, in recent months, trials have been popping up all over the world. So before people in the United States were messing around with it, they were trying it out, trialing it and stuff like that. They were testing it out, but that type of trialing and testing, it's no longer confined to the United States.
Okay, it's happening in other places or
popping up all over the world.
All over the world. For example, in Delhi, India, for example, selected residential areas have become testing grounds for a last-mile driverless delivery system. Very interesting. So they pick these residential areas. Think of a big neighborhood, maybe one of those sort of communities with lots of apartments, and they can do it in a sort of controlled area, and they do this last-mile delivery. What does that exactly mean? Well, it says a delivery person stops at the end of a street, hands the package to a robot, and the robot then takes it to the customer's house.
But that an actual robot there, not just a drone.
No.
How cool is that? Yeah. And no contact necessary for that last mile.
You just spray the robot with disinfectant.
You should probably spray the robot down, yes. Anyways, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a break, but don't go away. We'll be back soon.
好，过去一整年，世界各地的人们深受新冠肺炎疫情的影响，大家都知道要戴口罩，要勤洗手，然后避免近距离的跟人家接触。于是呢，许多公司就开始推行这种无人驾驶的运送计划，来满足不跟人接触的收货需求。这边有两个单字 ，contact。它是当名词来表达接触、联系，我们可以用 come into contact with 加上某人或某事物来表达接触到某人或某事物，和某人或某事物接触。好，下一个单字 forward 当副词，它表示向前或是在前面，我们可以用 push forward 或是 move forward with something 来表达推行什么什么。Mike 老师刚刚提到相反词 backward 则是指向后，还有提到 reverse 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 可以形容是相反的、颠倒的或是反向的、反面的。好，另外 Jeff 老师刚刚用到 disastrous 来形容新冠肺炎，意思就是灾难性的、损失惨重的。这个字是拼作 disastrous disastrous。好，课文接着写到说，尽管在疫情之前已经有少数这一类的服务在美国进行试验，那么最近几个月世界各地到处都在进行试验。好，这边有两个重点哦。第一个是 a number of， 它表示一些，那么后面接复数可数名词，我们可以在 number 前面加上 small 或者是 large 去修饰它的数量。举例来说，A large number of people attended the parade. 许多人参加了那一场游行。第二个重点是 pop up， 是指突然这种出乎意料的出现，突然冒出来的那种语义。例如 Instagrammable cafes seem to be popping up everywhere. 似乎各地都突然冒出那种值得分享到 IG 上的咖啡简餐店，好像到处都有热门的 IG 打卡景点诶。好，那么课文就提到说，那么在印度德里有选定的住宅区来作为无人货运系统的测试场地，你就会看到这个送货员他是在街道的一端把包裹交给机器人，然后再让机器人把包裹送到顾客家里面。老师们就开玩笑说，那这样不就要对机器人来喷消毒剂了吗？Mike 老师说的 disinfectant 就是指消毒剂或是除菌剂，这个字是拼作 disinfectant disinfectant。接华课文中。
Delivery without drivers. What's more, large companies such as Amazon and Google have all been granted government permission to develop flying delivery services. In fact, Wing, which is owned by Google's parent company Alphabet Incorporated, has already had successful food delivery tests in Australia, Finland, and the U.S. state of Virginia.
So, robots and drones. They're here and they're here to stay. I'm not joking around, okay? People are using drones, and what's more, large companies such as Amazon and Google have all been granted government permission to develop flying delivery services. So not only are they trialing things, testing things out, experimenting with things, they've been given permission to actually do this thing. Yeah, go ahead and do it. Develop these flying delivery services. By the way, it says here that they've been granted permission. If you've been granted or given permission, an authority figure says, yeah, that's okay, go ahead. You can do that. Okay, so that's what permission is. That means someone says it's okay to do something, and usually that person is an authority figure, or it's something like the government, an entity with the power to say, yes, this is okay. For example, Jeremy got permission from the teacher to go to the bathroom. He didn't need government permission for that.
Well, he needed the teacher's permission.
But not the federal government.
No, but
permission.
in the classroom, the teacher is king and queen. Anyways, yeah, if you're allowed to do something, and someone who says you can do it could also say, no, you can't do it, that person or whoever is giving you permission. It's a good thing. All right, let's get on with the article. It says, in fact, getting into this, like what companies are doing what with government permission. In fact, Wing, which is owned by Google's parent company Alphabet Inc. or Alphabet Incorporated, has already had successful food delivery tests in Australia, Finland, and the U.S. state of Virginia. Wow, so they're doing it all over the world, in different parts of the world, in different climates too, right? Australia might be hot, and Finland might be cold. They're testing these drones out. And of course, Google is the company that's doing it. Well, Alphabet Inc., which is the parent company or the company that owns Google, or Google by another name. And now they have another name, Wing. This is their drone delivery business, but it's all Google, basically. They're doing it all over the world. I guess I haven't heard of any drones hitting people on the head in Finland or Australia, so I guess the tests are going quite well.
Hasn't happened yet?
Nope.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. Yay. All right, folks, with that, today's lesson is now in the books, and it's time for us to say bye-bye.
Although being hit by flying pizza might not be so bad.
Yeah, it would be.
好，课文提到一些大型公司，像是 Amazon 亚马逊和 Google 谷歌，都已经得到政府允许来发展飞行送货服务了。像 Google 的姐妹公司 Wing 已经在澳洲、芬兰还有美国维吉尼亚州成功完成了食品运送的测试。那这边说明一下 ，Google 和 Wing 都是Alphabet Inc. 的子公司，那么其中这个 Inc. 一点，它是 Incorporated 的缩写，它表示股份有限公司的意思。好，那我们最后来看单字 permission。permission 是名词，它可以表达允许、许可。我们可以用 grant permission 来表达正式给予许可，其中这个 grant G-R-A-N-T 具有给予、准予、授予或是同意的意思。老师们提到说，给予许可的也许是政府或是其他有权利的实体。那么 Jeff 老师用到 entity 这个字 E-N-T-I-T-Y entity 可以用来表达实体或是存在。好，那么以上是这节课程讲解，我们下次见喽，拜拜。
See you next time.